welcome. Let me fix some stuff real quick. I got to get with them about this. They got to keep my shit tight. But check it out. Welcome back to the Will Is Podcast. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for coming back on in. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we are live. We are live on the platforms, and we're feeling good. So you see the title of the show, the reasons Latinos keep fooling themselves, because we're gonna jump into that real cleanly. We're gonna make it we're not gonna be spiteful, vengeful, evil, or despicable. We just gonna run it down the middle and tell you the reason why you keep coming, the reason why you keep having your goddamn problems. Jeez. Oh man. First of all, you have to understand when you draw a line in the sand. You have to understand when you draw that line in the sand, it comes with consequences. But you don't seem to understand accountability. So I'm gonna really speak with you and educate you with some whip moments. Also some book sharing so that we can be real clear and understand that I'm not your enemy. I never have been. I've never even proposed, and I'm speaking for, you know, Black American Indians. I'm speaking for my people. I'm speaking for my family. I'm speaking for what I know personally. You understand? Whenever the opportunity always strikes, you are always lurking. But we're going to get into that. So I'm going to give you the first whip moment because I'm coming out the gate real quick. Okay? So check me out. First whip moment, love to lie culture. What do you mean, Danny D, when you say love to lie? Well, first of all, when people love to lie, they love to act as if, they love to act as if they can play the victim as well as the hero and play that center section so that they can never lose. You understand what I'm saying? So, love to lie culture is when you have a black abuela, your black abuela, that hides her face into shame because she pivots and she's the one in the progenitor of telling you to lighten up your race. Lighten up your race is how you better yourself in the eyes of probably about 85% of the Latin culture, if not more. And that's all of South and Central America, all the way down to Argentina. Why do you think Marcos Mondana hated Floyd Mayweather so much? You ever thought about that? Why he despised Floyd Mayweather? He hated his guts, despised him. Let's look at the biggest fight. Everybody want to downgrade this fight because they know Canelo gonna get his ass beat. Let's talk about that. The love the lie culture. They act as if Canelo was undefeated. He's not undefeated. Last time I checked, Floyd whooped his ass when Floyd was over the hill and Canelo was 21 years old. That's the last time I checked. A 35-year-old man whooped a 21-year-old boy ass. Strong boy, too. Good fighter. But then he started mimicking Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Started, you know what I'm saying? Doing the, mimicking Floyd and shit. So Canelo, good boxer, great boxer, has done remarkable things in the sport of boxing. I'm not a hater. I can give credit where credit is due. I have no problem with that whatsoever. You trust and believe. But I also understand and know boxing as well. And when I tell you, Latinos love to lie to themselves. Oh, like you got Teofimo Lopez, this cat here, man, this dude. He hates black people and probably got about 30% black up in him. Mm-hmm. See, it's tricky when, the Lower Asia, the Southern Asia, as well as the Spaniard takeover culture was implemented by design, as well as the Siberian implementation. So when I tell you that Black Americans has faced every single type of opposition that the world has thrown at us, and we still come out us. Magnifico. Magnificent people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Kamaru Aha. Yo, I mean, I hope I pronounce your name correctly, my guy. You put on a hell of a commentary. You are an amazing you put on amazing commentary as well. And I appreciate you for what you do, because I'm the living example of what you are always speaking and talking about. So I thank you for even taking that selfless approach and waking people up. That's a selfless thing, man. You're an amazing. Shout out to Kamaru Aha, y'all. Subscribe to that cat, man. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna put him in the try to put him in the description if I don't forget. But check it out. He's a great hell of a educator out here, and been doing it for years, longer than me. But he's amazing. So back to what I'm trying to explain to you. And I hope you hit the like button. I hope you subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the likes and subscribe to the show. But hit the like button too. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you hit that like button, that would be great. That would be wonderful and amazing if you just hit that like button. So we're going to keep on going. You understand? Because the delusion, if you look at and if you understand biology in the human body, Canelo went pro when he was 15, 16 years old. Okay? He doesn't, he can only mimic fast twitch muscles. He doesn't have it. He has to rhythm himself and actually mimic uh, darker melanated fighters in order to be a better fighter than his competition that is his same melanoid complexion. You understand? The color that he is, what he is. And I'm not making this out of a dark supremacy, white supremacy ordeal. What I'm explaining is Canelo is a fascinating fighter because if you look at the fighters he fought, I thought Charlo had the tools to beat him, but apparently not. Charlo laid down and fight. Oh, Canelo a beast, man. God, motherfucker, a beast, man. Man, you got a payday and you laid the fuck down, and that's what you did. That's kind of like that's how that went down with you. So you think Terrence Crawford? Y'all better check his resume. Do you see what he did to the big fish? You see what kind of outfit he wore? I had a net because he caught the big fish. Big fish ain't fought since. Shout out to Errol Spence. We love you, boy. Get back in the game. I hope that accident and all that thing ain't have a whole lot to do with your being fucked up, man. He put that he was like a cobra lurking lurking you, and you got manhandled. And I knew when it was over in the second round when he put that up when he two pieced you and he hit you in the neck or the shoulder. Man, he hit your ass in the neck. Oh shit, he got it. This shit over with here. He ain't gonna win this fight. Damn. Me and my pops was on the phone talking about that shit. Like, he ain't gonna win this fight. It's gonna be bad news. Look at old Arrow. Oh, well, it was awful. But that's what happened when you bet against TC. And a lot of the smarts know it. The great Alice Sheik, man, Alice Sheik, like, hey, greatness was like, hey, I'm going with TC. And then Pussy Canelo talking about, what your daddy tell you? What your daddy tell you? You do what your daddy. Man, when you stop laying with Oscar Canelo? Anyway, moving right along. Shit, goddamn. Oh man, Oscar gave you about 475 million. Well, hey man, Oscar. Uh, yeah, whatever, dude. Talk that shit you want to. You gonna get your ass whooped. That's just the truth, Canelo. I can't wait to September the 13th. You gonna get beat up. You gonna get shit beat out you. I hope he knock your ass out. Cause you a fool. You're not as great as you think you are until you get them damn royal paws put on your ass. Anyway, next subject. People loving to be deceitful. You say you love us, but at the first hand at taking advantage of a situation, you all game. and you damn sure for your people. Do I blame you? No. But at the end of the day, you understand it don't fare well with karma, right? See how that works? And you can't put all this on the orange man because he already told your ass. Seriously. And I think I'm really not even being nasty because there's no reason to be. This is just logical decisions that you made for yourselves. This is nothing personal. You understand? So let's keep cooking. Teaching your kids against black culture. It's a whole lot of YouTube videos that I don't care to keep on playing because I see it as satire. Not completely, but I think some people are very genuine and telling the truth. Just like it's some, but not everyone. So if you think about it, I think some people are waking up to what actually happened to them, looking within and assessing a situation instead of blaming somebody else and saying you just want somebody else to feel your pain. See, that's that bully shit that's been embedded in you, not just Latins, but foreign blacks as well. I see it all the time with the appreciation and awe of your other culture, but then damn, you can't say nothing positive about Black Americans. There's always competition with us. We understand. But we also understand why you make us the star of the show at all times and then complain that we are. Wow. Don't you wish you had that stardom at times? But you do if you learn to praise and understand who you are, but respectfully, not downtrodden others. Okay? I downtrod no one. I refuse to downtrod anyone. I prefer to educate anyone that will listen. That's how I get down. So anyway, to the next whip moment. Oh, backbiting. Oh, that's a deep one. Yeah, that's a deep one, huh? That one stings, huh? But check it out. I'm gonna run some music real quick. I gotta take a restroom break. And I'll be right back in a minute, but let me get the music going first. All right. We're gonna take it easy. All right. Be right back. My peoples. back. We back, people. So we got a couple of books to share tonight. Let me turn my music down a little bit. All right, check it out. I shared this on the last show. One of my shows. In Spanish. How you got here. Huguenots. I share DNA with some of you people because I've been here so long through your inception and taking of the copper complected, enslaving the copper complected because you had to deal with your compadre with straight hair with color. Yeah, that's what happened, you know. It was a war against color, let's be clear. They wanted white to be right. And let's be clear with Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Let's do a little book share. Because I'm coming back to the story of Mexico. Give me a minute, give me time. I'm coming back there. But let's get into the ISIS papers, okay? Let's look at gun symbols. You understand? Gun symbols. All right? Let me make sure you can understand where I'm coming from with this. Okay? I gotta go back page, I believe. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I gotta go back. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Guns as a symbol, 1975 to 1977. Anthony Sampson, in his book, The Arms Bazaar. From Lebanon to Lockheed, 1977, informs us that the word weapon was, until the 14th century, cynicism with penis. Check y'all out. For real though. There are now 25,000, and you know this is just in that time when the ISIS paper was written. There are now 25,000 handgun deaths per year in the United States of America. The President of the United States in 1975 was subject to 2 assassination attempts in a time span of 3 weeks. Handguns were the instrument used in each assassination attempt. The same president was against handgun control. The above statements are laden with highly significant meaning, which is not immediately apparent, in which we can be understood fully only when the underlying psychodynamic is the collective white psyche and of the white supremacy power system in the culture are probed, dissected, and revealed. Joseph Crabb, writing in the September 25th, 1975 issue of the Washington Post, stated, the starting point of the analyst of the recognition that the better for the worse, the United States is a country which a thing about guns, prowess, and firearms are critical to survival in the frontier days. The right to bear arms is guaranteed in the Constitution. Millions of Americans, regardless hunting as a favorite recreation. Thousands collect guns as souvenirs. I once visited a home in this says Mechanicsburg, Ohio, of a prominent official. In the home, no wall was uncovered but some kind of rifle, shotgun, pistol, or musket. The owner, William Saxby, eventually became Attorney General. Okay, so understanding America, people, you have to know the history of this country from an intricate perspective. So when you teach, again, the last moment was teaching your kids against black culture, and just basically the next moment was basically just hating black people. So the thing is, why when you understand where this country, black people, I can't say we didn't make guns because that's not true. The indigenous did make guns and were hell of a smiths. Yeah. You know, it's not only just a locksmith, it's like I'm a wordsmith. But check it out. You have people, my mother's maiden name is Smith. People come from the Smith. Those are Choctaw names. There's also a Cherokee name, Powhatan name, Pamunkey name. You understand? The Hells. Okay, I know my ancestry very well. I will keep showing you sometimes, but listen, I haven't gotten even into the elements of this show that I really want to get into with y'all yet, because I have to take my time to show you that I really am coming from a very sincere, very correct, real place. That's what it is. Hope you understand me and understand me well. I would never. I'm not in the business of misleading or. Let me get my camera straight. I'm pet people. I'm not in the business of. I would say treating people less than or trotting down on the people. I just have to give you factual understanding how when we do have to exchange and deal with each other, it has to be about respect first, not your. Let me continue to the next one moment, please. A lot of you guys are two-faced. You know your family members are wrong, but you will never go against them because y'all use loyalty in place of those things. We know because the black families do the same thing. We didn't always, when you talk about the North versus the South or the East Coast versus the West Coast, whatever, all of that bullshit that went on in the South, that was fabricated. That was all fabricated. That was all for money. All that shit was not real. But what was the rest of the world doing? Mimicking that bullshit, taking it to heart, and not even understanding it. The Harvey Weinstein eats bloody pussy. Yeah, that's what Harvey Weinstein do with his life. And he rapes women, and they make movies about killing culture all the time with from Clint Eastwood to Robert. Everybody does. All the white they get awards for the violence that they put out in the world. And the little shit that we put in rap music that was perpetuated by the Jews, the Jewish. Oh, because that Khazarian motor culture, that's what they love. They just used us to do their dirty work. You see what I'm saying? So we couldn't talk about our astonishments because that's all we will be talking about. That's why we have podcasts now. That's why we talk about our astonishments. But we also need to bring this one thing back to how we got to those astonishments. We fought for our honor. We fought for our honor. That's what we did. We fought for our honor. Okay? Because at some point, we did reach here too globally, where nature knew no color line. But just sometimes when it comes to a certain insecure being that spreads that same bad seed to his child, to where that child grows up with that insecurity, and then every black man, and I'm not talking about just white men, I'm talking about, your Latinos. And it goes deeper because we're in closer proximity. You know what I'm saying? We already know, like, you have to get to know people. You have to befriend people to establish a proper exchange with people. It's called respect. When a person starts explaining and exchanging to you and with you, handling you disrespectfully, that's when you get to defend yourself. But until then, always keep learning, being humble, and listening to a global community for once. You can't always just listen to you. That's not even fair to you. Think about that for a change. Think about how just listening to you, how dumb you can sound sometimes if you do it to yourself. Food for thought. Okay? The next whip moment. A household. Y'all got households full of opportunists. Y'all rob and steal and kill from each other. That's the reason why you hurt each other so bad. You bring that ideology with you from your autocratic countries. which is why you felt in your heart that it was safe to get rid of the indigenous Black Americans? How? How is that even damn possible? It's impossible. Do you understand that they turn the DNA test around and it still comes out with the same equation? That's what surprised the shit out of them. I can't be from that many goddamn places in Africa ever. Never. Couldn't happen. Especially with my roots say I'm specifically from here for quite some time. Specifically. That's how I know the whole world shares DNA. We all do. As a matter of fact, Caucasians from Europe are closely related to Africans, far more than I am. That's a fact. Everybody's blended now. A lot. But some of us have been where we have always been for hundreds of thousands of years. You don't believe me? Watch. Let me show you again, just for you. If you hadn't seen my other shows, if you're new to the show, welcome to the Wilderness Podcast, and thank you for viewing in. But I got to show you a couple of books. Give me 1 second. How about this? How about this now? Do you see the dates? Oh, let me read this to you. For God, glory, and gold. Spanish exploration of La Florida and the mainland. 1513 to 1543. 30 years of goddamn fight. The remarkable 30 years during which the United States saw its first established colony. The inaugural inland exploration. The North America, the greatest survival epic in American history, and the 2 most expensive expeditions ever to traverse the continent. That's how bad they wanted it. God damn, they wanted it that bad, didn't they? Oh, land of milk and honey. They wanted it that bad. This is by James E. McDougall. Oh, man. Oh, man, let me tell you. This shit is vicious. The discovery of La Florida. Juan Ponce de Leon. Oh, that's right here in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Yeah. Ponce de Leon, he got around, you know. Became the discoverer and governor of La Florida. In the most unusual way, he had come to the Indies in Columbus' second voyage in 1493. He later conquered Puerto Rico in 1508 and subsequently became its governor, where he built the Empire Estates. And in 1506, Christopher Columbus died, and his son Diego undertook a long legal quest to obtain the title of viceroy for himself. He won, becoming the viceroy of the Indies in 1512, but only in the islands that his father has discovered. He immediately removed Ponce de Leon as the governor of Puerto Rico. Ponce de Leon went to Spain and complained of the unfairness to his king, Ferdinand. The king offered him a consolation prize, allowing him to discover whatever he could find north of the known islands in the Indies. Once claiming the islands, and the king would appoint him as the governor, independent to viceroy Diego Columbus. They both knew that at least one island, Benin, existed, and there might be others too. Ponce de Leon accepted the deal and returned to Puerto Rico, sailing to discover the new lands in 1513. The common belief is Juan Ponce de Leon sailed blindly from Puerto Rico and discovered La Florida. In an accurate one, Ponce de Leon lived in the Indies for 20 years and knew the island of the Indies very well. He became a rich and powerful man and certainly knew the pilots and captains of many ships that visited Puerto Rico. In their travels around the Indies, some of which probably worked directly for him. There's no doubt that they knew where to go to find at least one officially undiscovered island, which was north of Cuba and west of the Bahamas. Yeah. So you understand, we know why the Spanish still have that mentality because, see, they came to have relations with the Ameri Indian, the Mary Indian. Yeah. So the men, when they had sons, they took on their father's ideology. They took on their father's prowess. They didn't give a shit about what their mother was talking about. Because let me tell you something. The women got the gold here, and yeah, but they took on their woman's. They took on their father's mindset, ideology, and they also took on their father's hateful ways, and that was the European masquerade. Masquerade as the boss and commit massacres. That's your ways. Check it out. Listen to the music real quick. I'll be right back. 2 ticks. We back. Here we are. I know it didn't take too much time. I appreciate y'all for holding on for me. I appreciate you dearly. I do. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. But check it out. We got a few more whip moments, and we're gonna wrap this show up. Okay? Check me out. All right. Here we go. Let's get back to it. Let me show you the reason why they wanted America. Origins. Everybody knew. That's why they fought so hard to cover it up. Fought so hard to cover it up. Let me read some more. Not out of these, but I got something else to share with you as well. This facts on facts. I love distributing facts. I take pleasure in distributing facts. So, let's go back into this right here. See that? All right, good. Glad you did. All right, let's get back into this. Edward Rose. The big news brought back by Lewis and Clark expedition was the huge Louisiana territory filled with vulnerable, fear animals, and friendly Indians. The Missouri River offered a all-water route to these rich hunting grounds. Of the fur trade expeditions assembling in the winter of the 1806 and 1807 at St. Louis Manual, Lisa proved the most important. Into the rank stepping Edward rose until the moment a man of unknowing accomplishments. Perhaps he was too young or inexperienced to have achieved a record at this date. Not even that is known. That Lisa foray into the wilderness would forever establish Rose's reputation as one of the North American continent's leading frontiersmen, one sensitive in the task of dealing with Native Americans. The Lisa band sailed to the to the Missouri and Yellowstone River by Caleboat, and then built Fort Manuel at the mouth of the Bighorn. The men spent the next years winter trapping, trading with natives, and fanning out from the camps to find more furs. The Manuel Lisa expedition returned with the valuable news, and the greatest profits would go to a large companies rather than the individual traders. This information transformed the fur trade from a small occupation into a company effort and a big business. Rose became one of the experts able to explain the best way to operate in the wilderness. Would soon become a guide, hunter, and interpreter for the Missouri Fur Company and Rocky Mount Fur Company for William Ashley and the American Fur Company of John Jacob Ashton. Rose established a tradition of friendship between his white friends and the Native Americans they encountered. So that's the Ashley Furnishing Company worldwide right now. Okay, yeah, okay. That's the last real point I wanted to make. I'll be back later. I'm gonna take a refresher, but I just want to let you Latinos know, man. Oh, I gotta finish a couple of more whip moments with you guys. I really do. This is not coming down on you. This is giving you a lesson of the culture of the American Indians, the Black American Indians, right here in America. Not Siberians. Not Siberians. I mean, maybe some that they wicked too. They was rough. Yeah, some of them. Yeah. Anyway, but they wasn't. That's a native, not an American Indian. Let's be clear. All right. See, the problem with the Latinos, you are foreigners. You come from Spain mostly and Lower Asia, as well as China, as well as Siberia. And you've mixed with Moors, and we've had lovely, beautiful relationships in the past. Until you found out, just like one of my ancestors wasn't a great person. His nickname was Soul of a White Man. Yeah, that was his name back in the 1500s. Soul of a White Man. I would not prefer to say his name, but I'm connected to him because he had dark skin and straight hair. The red skin and the straight hair, he wanted to see himself as, what he saw as a dominant culture through the technology and what they have stolen from him. He also knew the history of the blacks that were exiled here that had the same attributes and behaviors as the natives, which is why we knew we were the absolute original people. The world knew that as well, which is why it was dangerous to even see black people commune and be together at some point, at any point in time, because it would cause a massacre, i.e. 1921 Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, Latinos always want to look forward to the ability to use, abuse, and misuse someone that they feel darker or lesser. And it's as simple as that. You just want someone to abuse that is darker and that you feel is lesser. That's your only ideology. And you were taught that from a very young age in your household when the little Latin boys used to talk to their black old girl like she was trash. I've seen it a lot of times. I grew up in La Florida. Thank you very much. problem, just blame it on the blacks. The same people you want to give you refuge or safety. I don't have anything to give you. I don't really know you. And the interactions with you have not been very pleasant. When I mean I don't know you personally. I just know how I've been treated by you. Always, at some form, being manipulated upon. That's how you guys exchange, because you align yourself with what you feel like the dominant culture does to do the same tricks to the indigenous class of this people. So when you keep people under heat, when you keep people out in the sun, when you abuse them, when you enslave them, of course they lose their memory. Especially when you take everything, take and play music chairs with people, music chairs with artifacts, music chairs with everyone, and act like if I scramble everything up real good, I create so much chaos, I'm the only one that knows what's going on. So therefore I can report on what's going on from everyone and do one thing. Keep winning. That was the European way. Never good but simple. That's not all, but some Europeans will tell you the same thing because they admit as to what really dispelled their cultures. They never wanted to go back to that, but they know what happened too. That's why you're gonna catch every European treating people like shit or capitulating. But the thing is, when you live in these animals in your household, when you're a European and when you live with somebody that's dangerous and will hurt you, they live under these conditions, so they might as well capitulate. So they stump their own out from the jump. You capitulate from the jump. That's why their parents raise their kids like that. The kids can't stand it until they understand. Damn, this is the only way, because I am bombarded with sickness, racism every day. So I feel for some white people that got it. Look at the genders and what they tell you what they do. Man, that shit's crazy and sad. It's true. So check it out. This is the last whoop moment. The silent unity of foreigners. Those walls are crumbling down. This is about good and evil, people. Right and wrong, truth and lies. Plain and simple. Dispel your beliefs. Go with the truth of what you know from the people that you have really experienced and had good experience with. That's what I do. You don't see me getting on here talking about white people and what they fucking do all the time. And hey, we got some good white folks too. But we got black, we got dark melanated people that I'm not really akin to either. Because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Everybody don't want the best for you. It's a human condition. Learn who you are. Learn your tribe. Learn who got you. Anyway, that's the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Keep your head up, everybody. Shit will get better. You just have to go within. I love you all worldwide. But keep in mind, it's my favorite part of the show. The wheel is yours. Take it easy, people. Be easy. Be cool. All right.